So today we are actually going to do a use case, how we can develop a use case using data science, right? So you will go through the problem. You will also have the opportunity to discuss with among data scientists at OCTAVE, what are how we can solve a particular problem, right? So to kick off this session, I will hand over to Chamodi to introduce the problem and also to create the ground truth. So before that, I'll just go through the agenda. So we'll have the problem description. So we'll go through a problem description and overview by Chamudi and Lamana. Or we can have a discussion for 10 to 15 minutes. And then we will have a breakout groups. So where we will send you to three to four rooms. So 3 rooms actually. So 3 rooms. So you will discuss how to solve this problem in 20 minutes. So there's a template that we have put together. So all the data scientists, they will be in that rooms as well. So 2 data scientists will be in each room. So they will guide with you. And so here the thing is you want to talk, right? So it's basically your opportunity to put your data science and machine learning thinking and discuss with the OCTAVE experts, right? So they will help you too, but make sure that you ask questions and you contribute here as well. Okay. So once you finish this session for 20 minutes, so you come back to the main room, and where one of your person or maybe multiple people from your group need to present the data science solution for the entire group for 5 minutes. Okay. So and then it will take for 15 minutes. And then we will have maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Hopefully, we'll have 10 minutes to go through any questions related to data science or anything, right? Related to the question or anything you wanted to know from OCTAVE experts, right? Even like career and so on and so on, right? So the reward that you are going to get this particular session is the knowledge. Okay, so the knowledge that you are going to get from this particular session is you cannot put a number, right? So hopefully at the end of the session you will have a good amount of understanding how to solve these problems as well. Okay, so let me hand over the session to Chamudi to go through the question, and Chamudi and Lamana will go through this the entire questions with you guys.
Let me first read out the question for you guys. So El Gracia, a leading grocery chain in Western Europe, is on a mission to improve their performance over a year. They have been tracking their overall customer sentiment and realized that there are deep dissatisfaction among customers above the long lines and lack of staff service in certain areas of the store. Now here there are 2 problems that the business is facing. There is a deep dissatisfaction among the customers, and the second problem is the lack of staff service in certain areas of the store. Now, just to give some cue on this, so this can be grouped together under one problem. And so if you look at that way, so this will be one whole problem that you will be trying to solve in this use case. Okay, so they have enlisted your help to resolve the main issues surrounding customer satisfaction. And El Gracia has a well-developed data ecosystem, so they have abundant data sources with their sales data and employee data being most relevant sources of information. Okay, now with this data, UIXY Insights, a leading data analytics consulting firm based in Portugal, hypothetically. Your task is to work together as a team and discuss approaches to solving this problem and recommend El Gracia of insights to their store managers as well. Now you guys will have to team up, and you'll be working as data scientists in here, and you have to come up with an advanced analytics solution to address this problem they are facing. Now, there are 3 aspects we'd like you to focus on when you're providing the solution. The first aspect is how you would define this problem. Like I mentioned, there are 2 problems that the business has communicated to you, and you have to define this overall problem. And then what data would you consider as a feature? Okay, what sort of data sources would you consider as features? And then what type of machine learning models will you use? Like I mentioned, we're expecting an advanced analytics solution. So we're expecting that you would use a machine learning model. And if so, when you are using a machine learning model, you also have to mention what sort of performance metrics that you would be using to evaluate your models. And also, describe intervention strategies that the business can use. Now, this is going to be very interesting because in your academic work, you would probably stop at step 3. You would develop a model, evaluate your model, and that's it. That's about the data science projects that you're working during your university. Now, the 4th step is an additional step that you would be doing when it comes to addressing a real world business problem. Now, you can't just stop at giving an accuracy of the model. You also have to make some business interventions. And not only that, you also have to evaluate what sort of contribution your solution has made in the business. So that's going to be the 4th step. This is going to be a very interesting step, and we are very much looking forward to discuss this one. And so I hope the problem is clear. So these are the main 4 aspects that we are expecting your solutions in. And for each of these, so we'll be breaking out you guys into breakout rooms. You'll be teamed up, and you will get 20 to 30 minutes to come up with a solution. And you will also get about 5 minutes to address each of these aspects. And then also you have to come up with a 4-page presentation of the problem solution. And so our associate will be at least one associate will be there in each of the teams to help you all guide on how you can scope your solution and how you can put it into a presentation. And we expect at least one person, even you all can take, one person can take each slide. At the end, we are expecting a presentation from each team, just a very small presentation, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So this is the problem and the expectation we have. Is there any concerns or any areas that you want more clarity? Okay, I assume everything is clear then. So even if you have any questions while you're working on this, I think, yeah, even if you have any questions while you're working on this, our associate will be there to help you all out. So no worries on that. And good luck. Lamana will quickly walk you through the 4 presentations that we have prepared to sort of help you to put your thoughts into a presentation format. So I think Lamana will walk you through that.
Cool. Thanks, Chamodi. So guys, I hope you'll have a good idea about what the problem is, right? The main problem is that there is long lines and lack of staff service. So they want to come up with some interventions, analytics-based interventions to solve this, right? Now, the way typically we approach data science problems is broken into these 4 components: problem definition, features, modeling techniques, and interventions, right? So we have a couple of slides that kind of flesh these questions out a little bit more in detail. The goal behind these slides is to help y'all structure the way y'all think and solve a data science problem, okay? So when you start off with this problem definition, the first main thing is you have to have one question that you are trying to resolve, right? So that in your mind, it's clear what you want to solve. And then think about these aspects. What's the context? Are there any constraints? What are the criteria for success? Who are the stakeholders? What is the scope? So on. Okay, so these are just over here to help guide the way you think and to make sure that you are thinking in a comprehensive way. Okay, once you'll have some clarity on this problem definition, then start thinking about your data space. What are some potential sources of data? Chamodi alluded to them. Just kind of reiterate that over here. And think about the categories of information or information groups that would be relevant to you. Then go into the details. What are some specific feature examples that you're going to use? Now, this is not a coding exercise, so you don't have to worry about syntax and all of these things. You don't have to worry about forming perfect sentences. What we want is for you to spend the next 20 minutes brainstorming and thinking about how you're going to solve these things. So just add in or say your points, and whoever is going to be anchoring this in your breakout room will actually write it in these templates. Okay, so problem definition, using features, what sort of data and feature description, what sort of modeling techniques you'll be using, how would you evaluate it, how would you improve it, and then the interventions. What would your output be like? Is it going to be an Excel file? Is it going to be a dashboard? Is it going to be an app? Whatever it is. What sort of intervention designs are you going to do? How are you going to change the way that business is going to work using the insights that you generate? And what is the value to the business, right? Why is a business interested in your solution? Is it going to save them money? Is it going to improve customer service? So, right? So these are sort of the 4-step slides. Like I mentioned, you're going to get 20 minutes in your breakout room. Please be very vocal, contribute to the brainstorming session. Somebody is going to write down your ideas here. And at the end, you'll spend about 5 minutes presenting your ideas together. Okay, so 4 people from each team have to present a slide each at the end so that we can see how you all have thought about this problem and the approach that you have taken. Okay.
The customer who are leaving the store are satisfied, and we need to reduce the line distance because they are spending so much time in the line, they will get bored and they will have bad experience in the store. And other thing is we can measure the success by having more customers, by improving these improving the line distance and the customer experience. More customer will come to the store. So there was some constraint in our when we are giving the solution, and one thing was the quality in the available data. That means how clean the data is and how much we can trust the data, whether it was collected properly, and those are things. And so we have to make sure if we are building any modules, the data we have is very clarity and clean. Therefore, our module or our solution will perform good. And the other problem was the employee available to the cashier, that we can't. There are a number of employees in the store at the moment, and we can't assign all the employees to the cashier. There are other departments as well in the store, and we need some to those departments as well. So we have constraint in number of employees in the cashier and number of counters as well, because they are equipped with tech PCs and stuff to do the cashier work. And the stakeholders are the store managers, owners, like the main stakeholders, and I think there are customers as well. I'm not sure who are getting.
Yeah.
And
sorry, is it my line or is yours breaking? I think I keep interrupting you. Sorry.
Oh no.
Yes.
And the scope of the solution is space. I'm not sure how to explain that. That's it, I think, for side down.
Yeah. So based on the question, we plan to resolve mainly we target on the data sources like the sales data, the employee data, attendance data, customer satisfaction data and the geographical location based data, because the more the data sources we can have a great analysis and get a great insight of how it works. So the main categories of our information for model which we targeted was the store. So from the store level, store daily, store hourly to the store daily item hourly. And the specific features which we wanted to target was the customer categories, because that's gonna be the main thing, because depending on the gender it's not gonna be the same, and also the location and the peak hour sales, because during the peak hours there's gonna be more problems which they're gonna face as the retail salesperson, and the customer traffic are the specific features which we came across through with our team. Thank you.
We would like to go for a regression model and multiple regression model, because we have not only one independent variable, because we have more than one independent variables. And our evaluation, we are going to get the accurate rate. It means when you are forecasting how many we can get right and wrong, and maybe the p-values and all. And for the model improvement and anomaly handling, I'm not pretty sure, but we didn't discuss about that. But
okay, hi, this is Rushan here. So we thought of a output design like a dashboard, because we choose dashboard. It will more easy when you configure these things with the existing systems they have in their stores, and also it will be more useful when iterating using RPA tools such as UiPath, Blue Prism automation anywhere, and also it will drive or create some kind of friendly environment to people to analyze and the change, modify, retrieve any kind of modification to the data, and you can get the output as a dashboard. And also in terms of intervention design, the ultimate expectation that we drive through this project is to optimize our roster management system, what we are currently experiencing in this store, and also we need to optimize the volume handling trend, which means sales trend. What are the busy times, what are the more traffic times in terms of customers, and how we can allocate our existing resources to those particular times and optimize the situation. And also what are the shortages that we can look in our current system, and how we gonna fill those gaps. And finally, the ultimate objectives increase the customer satisfaction. Customer always wanted to spend less time in the supermarket and achieve the maximum output what they are experiencing throughout the time they spend in our outlet. And the value to the business is our customer service will improve. It will improve our sales targets and also our sales, and we'll get a competitive advantage, and this will be a good this will add a good brand value to our brand. This is a very automated and systematic place where AI techniques have implied, so you can get better service from this particular stock. Then end of the day, customer will end up being a king, not being a king kong. Thank you.
Nice, very cool. So it's interesting to see, like, I think overall everyone's kind of come up with that main thread of thought, you know, like reducing long lines by creating some sales forecasts to know when it's the busy period and when it's not, and then, you know, improving your roster optimization accordingly. And so it's also interesting to see, like, you know, different people have different intervention strategies as well. I know, like, in the main group, they were also suggesting like express counters and, you know, like counters with less than 5 items, or employee training and so on. So so great job, everyone.
Yes,
yeah,
Raman, even with regard to the solutions, they had not only come up with technical solutions, even like process interventions, like improving the HR giving them trainings and motivating the employees. Even we came up with such solutions. Interesting to process.
Very good, very good. All right, well, that's it from us in terms of the the data science problem and solving that exercise. But we really hope that you gained from this is just an understanding of how you would approach solving a data science problem and the different things that you need to think about in each of the 4 different steps. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks, Lamana.
Thanks all for your support as well.
Thanks. So before we wind up, I can give you 1 or 2 minutes if you have any questions you want to ask from the OCTAVE guys. How was the session actually? Did you learn anything?
It was really informative, and we could do a lot with the teamwork.
Yes, it's a teamwork. Yes, exactly.
Yes, sir. As I am a fresher, so I learned so many things with everyone's idea together. We get a good output as a teamwork. So it's happy. And thank you for John Keells for organizing this event.
It's good, very good to hear.
Thank you for this opportunity. I also learned a lot from all the people. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. I'm Ditta, and before this, I didn't had a clear idea how to solve a case study. So I hear from this session, I learned how to break this into a small categories and how we can solve this. And I have one question, like, is it so in this particular problem, is it we have to go for a data scientist approach, because we have learned in our degree called like operational management. So we have learned in there one giving processors, so like one P and one name. I think I can't remember the exactly names. So can't we go for a like that approach first, because process identification, and after that for a data scientist problem or something like that? I don't know. Like, I want to know the exact answer how to solve this problem. Exactly.
So yeah, so initially, so when you have the problem, you can think about in analytics way too, but you also think about whether you need an analytics solution as well. That's the main question you need to ask too, right? Some of the problems we can solve without analytics too, right? Ultimately, what we do is we solve problems, right? That's what we do, right? Ultimately, we solve problems. So especially when you go with the machine learning and data analytics domains, these are very costly, right? In a real world scenarios. So you need to pay for the people, the resources, and the storages. And if you are working in the clouds, you also need to pay for those things. So that it comes with a cost, right? There's some trade-off too. So yes, so you can think about it in a very naive approach first too, like whether you can solve this problem without analytics too. Okay, so then if you cannot solve that particular problem, and if you see like there are some benefits, right, that you gain when you solve this analytic from analytics way, then you solve these problems in analytics way, right? That's how in real scenarios work.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks. It's good to hear, and I really like that you guys started to engage a lot. So in the first session we had an OCTAVE quiz, right? So we are like few months ago. This session we wanted to do a data science problem session, right? So thank you all for attending the second OCTAVE Quiz Night, and I really hope that you enjoyed a lot and learned from OCTAVE experts. So we also hope to do, conduct more quizzes and also this type of sessions as well. So we would love to hear from you guys too, like what are the things you also you also wanted to have from OCTAVE, And all these events details will be there in OCTAVE LinkedIn. And if you also looking for internships and graduate opportunities too, so we do have those opportunities as well. So you can connect with OCTAVE through the LinkedIn. And also a recording of this session will be available on the OCTAVE YouTube channel as well. Okay.
So is this OCTAVE is I mean some kind of related to JKIT?
Yes, so we OCTAVE is the John Keells Data and Advanced Analytics Center for Excellence.
So that Formula 1 graduate placement also, I mean, the people recruiting from that also deploying.
Rajita, may I answer that question?
Yes.
This is Rohan.
Yeah.
Hi. So I'll just explain. The Formula 1 is a program driven by another business unit of John Keells called John Keells IT. It is predominantly focused on creating consultants in the SAP, which is the ERP solution space. So the Formula 1 program is primarily driven for that. It's a different program for a different type of a requirement, not with advanced analytics.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. And OCTAVE in itself is a separate, distinct entity under the parent company John Keells Holdings. So John Keells IT and OCTAVE are two separate entities.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Johan. Thanks. Okay, so before you wind up, I think there's a feedback form. I hope Sam has put the link. So you can click that form and click that link and then send your feedback as well, how to improve these type of sessions. And your feedbacks is really valuable for us to keep going and do more sessions like this. So I think the link is in the chat box, and so you can fill the feedback from that particularly. And that's pretty much it from OCTAVE side for today. Good night and stay safe. Thank you all.